Hello, my dear Sagittarius, Sun and Moon Rising. I'm Maria the Clairvoyant, and I'm going to be doing a general and love tarot reading for the month of November 2017. Using the Legacy of the Divine Tarot and using the Isis Oracle. When I do this oracle, I want you to be aware that this is going to take me a little bit of time. So I was doing this before, but I'm going to change my method because I feel that this is going to take longer, and you guys are going to be tired probably, and you might not listen to the angels card. So I'm going to do the angel card in this last. With that said, for my subscribers, thank you for subscribing to my channel. And I've been doing live. If you have any questions in Spanish or English, you're welcome to ask me any questions, whatever the Torah brings to you. Just make sure if you're asking me about another person, please say the person's names or their birthday if you don't want to say who that person is. Okay, so make sure you give me their first name and last name or their birthday so I know who we're speaking about, so I can be more clear about. And please do send me a random question about how's my love life gonna be. I mean, you know, a big question. You can say a love life, but maybe you had to work on something, you know. I don't know. Well, anyway, with that said, Sagittarius, you have that 8 of Wands foundation with you. So this is your basically all energy surrounding you. So some of you with the 8 of Wands, Wands, if you guys know, it represents your energy, fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Because if this is your energy, Sagittarius, you are I will say like grounding yourself to what's going on with you, because it's not really a completion of something, but more or less 8s and 4s is more like foundations, creating a stronger foundation for yourself, more confidence. This is about your emotions, because this is about career or life purpose, strong love, guidance. So some of you are maybe you also once are like change, you know, when changes going on. So there might be a change going on with you. This also represents travels. So some of you might be traveling in the month of November or probably December, or this could also mean that you're having some kind of communication, something that's going on. But whatever it is that's coming is something that you're waiting for, or you have to talk to someone about it. That's the energy that you guys have. So it's either, if it has to do with a relationship, it's about communication and you guys have to talk. If it has to do, it could also mean travel. Some of you might be wanting to travel in this next couple of months, because you can be planning now for next year. It could happen too. But it also means that if you're waiting for some kind of news, the news is coming. So it's a lot of different things that's happening. In the past, you had a relationship, and because this is a 2 of Cups, either with a water sign, but this relationship was very hostile to the point that it broke apart. This was not a solid foundation in this relationship, and it broke apart. So I'm reading these cards past, present, and future. However, I might read it in different ways too, either top to bottom, whatever comes up. Okay, so this is what's going on. You have the Knight of Swords, this probably was a fighting communication, or this either you or the other person was argumentative. Even if it was not a fire sign, there was a lot of arguments going on. To me, the Nine of Swords represent a person that is ready to fight. You like that person a lot, and probably you got to the point of loving that person, but it broke apart for whatever reasons. That foundation that you have, it was not a solid foundation. This card came out for you before. I don't know which video, but it came out for you before. But at that time, it was this way. Now you're changing the energy to this Ten of Swords reverse, which is lesser than what you had before. So in a way, the reverse is good because you're not in the same it's the same scenario before. Before you were like not letting go. Maybe you were fighting, being competitive with this person, and then this time in reverse, you're overcoming all that. Like whatever difficulties you had in the past is going away. If you were oppressing something, now you're letting it go. Like in case you were trying to hold on to this relationship, at this point you let it go. You don't want to be involved anymore, and you conquered this. You had the Two of Swords, the Ace of Swords. So right now you cut all kinds of energies with this person, and it's no longer in your path. You decided that this is over, and that's it, and no more. In here you get the Page of Coins, which is, you probably have someone that is a little bit insecure about him or herself. And that came out for another sign before. It could be because this is a pentacle. Pentacles represent Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, but this doesn't necessarily have to be any other signs. Like this one is the Swords, so this could also represent air signs. So you might be dealing with an earth sign. If it's not, this person has the energy of the Pentacles, or just the fact that the Pentacles is for someone that is insecure. So it could be any sign. Okay, but I feel that some of you, these two cards came out for Cancer. You might be in friendship or relationship with a Cancer, and you have the Six of Cups here. With the Six of Cups, this person, you're going back to the past. So some of you are thinking about the past and a relationship that you have with someone in the past, or a friendship, not necessarily a relationship. Because see, if I read it from top to bottom, the Nine of Swords is here. It's a fighting relationship, and this person is probably verbally argumentative. You got fed up and decided to go away, and now you feel happy. In this case, you thought you were happy in the past. Finally, you decided to break whatever relationship you had with this person, because everything was about fighting. But then again, it's in the reverse. So either you were fighting with yourself, or you were involved with a fire, an earth sign, Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. So if this is not the case, because that you were not involved with the swords, that means that this was just a communication problem, or maybe it was a lot of arguments going on, and you give up to that argumentative situation and you let go. Okay, so that's what this Five of Swords is in the reverse, because you're no longer with that person and you don't want to be bothered with it. So in this case, there was a bad relationship that there was a relationship that broke apart, and then you have someone here that has a friend or a lover, or ex-lover, or a lover, whatever the situation is, that is still there for you. But this person is kind of like Not that this person, this could also mean that at some point this person was a very giving person, and it got to the point that this person decided no more, because whatever reasons was, whatever situation was involved, this person decided to stop providing or giving. People tend to get tired of giving and giving and giving and not getting anything in return. And right now you feel like this person might not have any feelings for you, and this has ended. But remember that after an end, a death of something, if there is no one that has passed in your family, okay, it could also mean that this person probably gave up on something, and now it's your turn to and remember, after there's an end is always a beginning. So maybe this had to happen, this person to turn out the other way, so you can wake up and smell the coffee and see this person in a different view, because you probably were not giving the person that attention that needed it. There is a lot of cards with pain, so you might be going through some kind of internal pain, and you might be looking for someone to help you, because in reality you want to balance yourself out. This middle card is like when you want to balance yourself, be with inner peace, see the future, see your triangle over here, see the eagles flying around. To me, the eagles represent when you see beyond, not just what's surrounding you, but an eagle can fly so high it can see the world. So maybe this is the energy that you want, because right now you're in a lot of hurt and a lot of pain, and you feel like at some point you feel like you're dying, you need help. Sometimes it might not be physical help that you need. You may be in need of spiritual help. Okay, so that's why I see, because of the Five of Swords in the reverse, is you probably have to forgive yourself. That card came out for, I think it was a sign of I feel that the fire signs are going through some kind of changes right now, because I think this came out for Leo. And this is when you have to forgive yourself for things that have happened to you in the past. Maybe you were in a bad relationship and you loved that person, but then this person didn't love you as much as you think you did. You thought you were in a balanced situation, and now you got to forgive yourself that this relationship didn't work out. It might not work out, not because of you. Maybe the other person was not really interested in you. Okay, so the same here. You have a past relationship with a Cancer sign, and you got to forgive yourself for whatever is going on right now, and start all over again. And that's why you had the Death card. Let me see what the Romance Angels card says before I do Divine Guardian. Romance Angel cards for the sign of Sagittarius, for the singles. What do they need to do to manifest the new relationship, if they are looking for a new relationship? I don't know who I'm speaking to right now, but whoever is this message going for the single ones, what's going on with the sign of Sagittarius looking for love? What do they need to do? Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So some of you might end up have issues with yourself about who your partner that you want, and now you want to be very careful. You might end up falling in love with a person from another culture. So it's either culture, it's either country, it's either religion. Culture and religion goes hand to hand, I feel, because sometimes people want to marry. If you're Catholic, you want to marry a Catholic person. If you're spiritual, you want to marry someone that's spiritual like you. If you're a Jew, you're going to marry that Jew religion. If you're a Christian, you want to marry a Christian. And so people end up marrying different religions. But this also can mean you can marry some other culture. You are Caucasian and want to marry African American. It's very common. You find love in the opposite. So also, if this has nothing to do with a person that you are in love with, this can also represent a child that you might have. If this is Sagittarius that has children, maybe your children are turning you back on you for whatever reasons, for whatever the situation is that's going on with you. So this could be that you have a broken house. Now your children are involved in this relationship because there is some kind of change, because there is a broken family here. For maybe some cheating going on, if you Sagittarius cheated on your wife or whatever, or your partner, if you guys are not married. And now you got to forgive yourself and start all over again. But there is children involved that are probably hurting also for all the pain that's going through. For couples, romance angels, what do couples need to do for this relationship to work out if they have just separated but not completely divorced? This is for couples or partners, male, female, 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 whatever the situation is. What do couples need to do to work out any differences if there is a separation going on? I mean, if your family is happy, and I will be doing videos for a happy family, this will not work out because your family is fine. So obviously I'm doing these videos for people that has problems with their relationship. The problem may not necessarily have to be with their partner. If this energy is not your partner energy, your energy, it might be a family member that you have a problem with. Doesn't have to be your wife. If you're married and your marriage is going well, maybe you're having problems with your kids. Maybe you're having problems with your father. I want you to understand that this energy doesn't represent only couples. But let's see what's going on. What's going on for couples, Sagittarius, in a couple relationship? Pay attention to the red flag, meaning honeymoon. Some of you have broken up with your partner and you guys are going to go into some kind of honeymoon. When this card comes up, or pay attention to a red flag, a sign and caution you to, if this is a stable relationship, this means that this could be in a shaky situation. So you might need to go to some kind of marriage counselor. You might need to go to some kind of priest, pastor, healer, someone to help your relationship. If you do go, and this doesn't mean that this other person is cheating on you or any to the effect, because this is for a stable relationship, and you see you're gonna go to a honeymoon pretty soon. And honeymoon necessarily doesn't have to be a trip. A honeymoon can be going to a motel and enjoy that night together, because there is romantic feelings from a person in your life, or maybe your girlfriend, your wife, they're still in love with you, and your feelings are real and it's worth exploring. Maybe there is someone in the partner that you have is still in love with you, and there's no reason to break apart. So you just need to work out the situation. Maybe there is a reconciliation going on. With that said, I'm gonna read the Divine Guardian card, which is at this time I need you to sit down, relax, and stop doing what you're doing. If it's not, you need to stop the video and come back to whatever you're doing if you're doing something else. So the Divine Guardian, protection of the wicked mother. Protection of the wicked mother. You are, but I'm going to read this card, so this is going to take about 10 minutes. I said that already. I'm sorry. So listen to what's going on, and I need you to sit comfortable. You are venturing through a time of significant spiritual growth and healing. There are many changes occurring internally, and they will be reflected in your external world soon also. You are protected during these times by the love and strength of the Wicked Mother, Lady Isis. You can relax and allow your transformation to happen. Let your divine guardian protect you now as you learn to let go and trust in your own unfoldment of the greatest good. See, some of you is going to go through some kind of changes, okay? And it's death. This is always a rebirth. Ace of Swords is always a new beginning, and you're not the same person, and you're breaking up the old you to becoming the new you. Okay, biggest spiritual growth can bring difficult challenges. Through such challenges, an initiate can gain wisdom, power, and awareness, and leave behind fears that once held them captive, free from past restrictions. Fears and restriction, you're leaving this behind. Okay. It says, free of past restriction, free to live a life that is truly extraordinary and inspirational. Yet the challenge can feel deeply confronting. The initiate may be tested to stay true to their own beliefs, and even if their loved ones do not understand or support them, or they may be required to let go of what they have known to embrace something completely unfamiliar. And this may be uncomfortable for them, and they may fear losing love, support, safety, or friendship as they venture into a new life. These kinds of spiritual growth opportunities are presented when the initiate is ready for them. Even though this readiness might not seem obvious, the oracle of the divine guardian arises because you, dear initiate of the light, are venturing into significant time onto the spiritual path. There is a process cooking within you, and which may be already be mirrored in your outer life. Circumstances that are actually challenging you to grow. It might look like an opportunity, or it might appear as a crisis, but no matter what appearance, you are being guided to take the risk that intuitively feel right for you, and have faith. You will be safely guided by the unconditional love of the Lady Isis, with wings outstretched and sword of truth in hands protected from false images that will lead you to usher from your truth path. This oracle is also a confirmation that you have been receiving impressions and inner nudges that are from the higher guidance, which has been helping with the situations that are currently unfolding in your life and will continue to do so. You're spiritually speaking on the right track. No matter whether your life circumstances appears to be heading in one direction at one moment and then in a completely different direction the next moment, or whether you feel things are certain may in truth only to find that the next day they seem to be different. These are all just signs of growth into a new consciousness. Life does not have to be fixed or even clear at all times in order for you to be safe. Isis is with you. All is well. This oracle comes as guidance that you have been worried about another, that they are protected, whether this is someone alive at this time or being that has departed in physical world and returned to spirit. They are free from suffering, pain, and trauma. Now all is well. If you wish to send blessings to such a beloved one, you can do so with incantation below. Healing and protection of the Wicked Mother. Rest quietly in a space where you will not be disturbed, and close your eyes. Follow your breath into your heart space and imagine that within you there is a sea of golden light flowing. As a wave within this ocean of light arises, you notice a beautiful golden wicked goddess rising up powerfully from the ocean, her wings guiding her above the ocean, and you see the Lady Isis above you. She wraps her wings around you, and you feel safe, secure, loved, and protected. Her wings naturally open and close around you with her breathing. Feel the connection between you and know that all is well. She then holds us about your swords aloft, emblazoned with golden scabbards, beetles with precious colored gems as wings. From this sword, great light is emitted, and you feel the light forming a sphere of protection. It descends around you as a golden eagle of energy, sealing your entire energy body with the love, light, and the power of beloved Mother Isis. You are under her divine guardianship now. When you feel calm, just open your eyes. You may like to finish with this incantation below. Incantation to the Divine Guardian. You can use this incantation as a prayer of protection at any time or on your behalf, on behalf of another. You can choose to touch your heart and say the name, the person that you are saying the prayer before speaking, and aloud 3 times at least, and say, so be it, and intend that the prayer can be sent to the beloved one. Let any thought of the beloved go, then let the prayer be free, and do not worry about how it will work. Just let it do it. It works. As you have done yours, these are the powers of the initiate. You will learn to trust this more and more. Winged Mother, Guardian of Light, surround me with your protective might. Only love and light enter this field, or the SCARAB sword you shall shield, driving away darkness with endless light, bringing peace to every day and every night. I think that some of you might be missing their mother or their father, depending on who you are, or a family member, and that's why this prayer came along and is telling you that you are protected, and this person is coming forward to let you know that they're here. But you're going through some changes, Sagittarius, and I hope this prayer from the Divine Guardian helps you to understand that whoever you're missing, if you're missing a loved one and it's coming into your mind right now, if your mother had passed away, your father had passed away, a son or a daughter, or whatever the situation is, I do not know. Understand that they're okay, they're all fine, and they're protecting you. And they might help you to clear all this negative energy that you have around you. So, you can be reborn again. I feel that some of you are going to be reborn, and you are into a spiritual path. If you're listening to these videos, it's because you're in a spiritual being, and understand the spiritual world. Other than that, you wouldn't be watching. With all that said, love and light, I'll see you in the next video. And I'm sorry that I mixed these cards all over, but if you are calling upon your mom or dad or whoever, whoever it is, they're next to you. So I see you in the next video. Take care. Love and light. MariaTheClairvoyant.com. Okay?